This is definitely a space where we are approaching things like beginners. We're drawing, I've been drawing things. Good morning, Tanya. I've been drawing things, objects, buildings, cars, still life, from the perspective of using simple shapes in the initial drawing, and now we are refining those shapes. Tanya, you leveled up. Terry Artistic, welcome in. Thank you for joining. You leveled up, Tanya. Wait, I started dancing before I actually turned the sound effect on. Thing isn't even coming up. Yeah, TikTok. Why are you treating me like this? I'm good. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in a couple days. How are you doing, my friend? What am I doing? Checking on my stream here. All right, this thing says excellent, so let's see how long that lasts. Good stuff, I hope. When you say so much going on, I hope it's like good stuff so much. It is, Tanya, it is feels like, let me double check. Let me tell you the temperature here. I mean, I know it's not cold like New York, because if it's cold like this for me, I know it's extra super freezing cold. It is 34 degrees here, my friend. 34 degrees. I do not know what is happening and why, but it is 34 degrees here. Yeah. I mean, I knew it was going to get cold, and the worst thing about it is the wind is wild. I haven't been outside yet today, but that's why I'm wearing a hoodie inside. Because yeah, I believe it. I believe it's 11 degrees, because if it's that cold by me, yeah, it definitely is that type of temperature for you. I see it. All right. What am I doing now? I'm looking for this 11 degrees. Wow. That is wild work and rough. I hope you're not going outside for anything today. I hope you don't have to go outside for anything today. I have to make sure that wet and fluffy, good morning. Thank you for the heart me and for the shares, my friend. I appreciate you. All right, let me I just have a few more details to add here um before we move on to the next one for the next phase. Ah, thank you, friend. How did you know that was that's been my like favorite emoji these days? I think they're supposed to be tulips. Maximalist, good morning, friend. How are you? Y'all, I have to be so now aware of my, because the camera is so close to my mouth, I need to be careful so that I don't make y'all deaf. I have to I have to my enthusiasm. Adania. Hi, Adania. How are you? Good morning, my friend. How are you? We sometimes we're like passing ships. I mean, in the morning, not the night. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. No complaints over here, friend. No complaints. Except it's cold. It's cold even here in Florida. Um, today, yesterday was cool too, but today's like it's 30 something degrees. That's the high for today, I think. Thank you for the go populars, maximalists, and for getting your heart me. But other than the weather, I'm fine because I know other people are dealing with much worse stuff than a little bit of cold weather. So I am totally good. I'm staying inside. Actually, I might print today because I do a lot better. The ink does a lot better when it's cooler. That is 16 in VA. Yeah. Tanya was saying it's 11 in New York. Yeah. Maximalist, that is cold for us. I mean, listen, I honestly don't mind it because I've lived in I lived in New York for 15 years. I'm good with the cold, but it is definitely a different temperature for us here. I can only imagine what's going on because when it's like 60 something, people are wearing Uggs here. So I can imagine what's happening outside. But um I have to wear like a hoodie inside now because it's been so cool the last couple days. Finally inside my house. It's not cold, but it's colder than normal. It's not cold enough for me to turn on the heat. Let's put it that way. So, but yeah, it's all right. At least there's no snow. I don't know what I just did here. It's not cold enough to turn on the heat. I can only imagine the bubble jacket foolishness that's going on. Like if I was to go to like the mall or something. Adania, thank you for the stars. Yeah, I don't. That's the first time I'm seeing this stars gift. So I am. I was like, oh, let me pick this cute little thing here. Everyone's wearing two parkas. Yeah. I mean, if you can avoid, I hope you don't have to go outside. I know it's cold for you. Tanya, thank you. Adani, are you going live this morning? All right, now this feels, I don't know what. Yeah, I definitely wasn't paying attention earlier. I'm just putting the outlines here. Ah, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Oh, you're saying in Florida. Thank you, friend. Oh, I keep forgetting. I can't reset my goal. It's on auto reset now. I gotta wait. It is the foolishness. I mean, not this morning. All right. Oh, you went live last night. Y'all, I'm really thinking of, well, not I'm really. I am bringing back the night lives this week, this month. But I'm trying to figure out when. Oh, this one is a good one. Just want to satisfy your number. Can't deny it. Lonely now, I'll go crazy. Late afternoon, but at least 1 to 2. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like there's a whole different set of people on the app in the night. And also, me too, Adania. I'm keeping this morning time daily and then adding consistently, though. I always have done some night lives, but I'm not very consistent with it. I don't think I can manage doing daily night lives. Y'all, I get tired. But I definitely will add back a few. Um, Different people on the app in the night, and then also the West Coast folks, the folks that are behind, it's easier. And even, there are some folks that come into the room that have 9 to 5, so they are working during the week, and they come in, but they're not able to stay for a long time, or I don't want people risking it all. So if at night at least. Kristen B, thank you for the follow. Gloria, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Spoon, I don't know how to pronounce that, friend. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. So y'all, just make sure you let me know if you can see the screen. If you have any questions about what I am doing, let me know. I started back to basics for the folks that are outside the room. My name is LeeAnn. I am an illustrator and a printmaker. And I started. Is it glitching? I hope not. I'm not playing this game. Am I glitching, y'all? So I started a back to basics drawing practice for myself. So I am here every morning doing basic drawing exercises. It's you, Tanya. So I started this process with practicing my line work, and I still do that on a regular basis. Then we moved on to doing using basic shapes to create initial sketches, and now I'm refining some of those sketches. So again, we're doing basic drawing exercises, beginner drawing conversations and activities. There is a tutorial element to the live stream sometimes as I'm walking through the steps of what I'm doing. We talk about beginner artist tips. Oh, y'all, the scandal. My weekly report just came up. Let me put it on do not disturb. I don't want them to tell. My screen time report just came up. I'm okay there. All right. Tanya, I think it might be you, friend. Um, and so this is one, it's a space where I am trying to walk through some things to see if we can be in a place where we can, for folks that are wanting to learn to draw, they can feel like they can learn to draw easily and in an approachable morning, Black Lotus. How are you? Thank you for getting your heart me. Morning, Black Lotus. How are you? Thank you for getting your heart me. Y'all, I don't have water today. I have tea because, I have to act like I'm freezing. Carlos Lopez, welcome in. Thank you for joining. All right, let's see how that does. Santana, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Let me see. Let me see. Gloria, did I say good morning to you? I think I did. But if I didn't, good morning again. So, folks, if you have questions as I am working, feel free to drop them in the chat. I am a yapper, so I look back and I did. Okay, good. I look back and forth at the screen. So Santana, thank you for the roses, friend. I appreciate you. Um, it's 9:21 a.m. for you. Yeah, I'm on the same. I'm on East Coast time too, Gloria. So there are folks that come in. So, hey, Dab, good morning. Thank you for the rose. Um, there are some folks that join Central Blondie. Um, oh, this is just it's not very, it's actually not my, the grid boxes are super huge, which I prefer a smaller grid, but it's like I got it, it's like binder paper, grid paper. Let me show you. It's literally like binder paper, graph paper that I think I got from some generic store. When I see, like the, let me tell you, let me see if I can, I think I have it over here. Let me see if I can find the brand for you. Oh, even more. It's Mead. Mead 5 star. Grid, it's graph paper. This particular one is just regular old graph paper. Um and it's Mead 5 star. I have some, I don't know where it is, but I have some smaller grid boxes paper that I prefer to use. And also, some folks have recommended Santana. Lots of folks actually, on a regular basis, we're getting the recommendations for for grid apps. So both iPhone and Android have grid apps that folks prefer to use. So you can download the app and set up grids onto your paper through the app. So lots of folks are using those. Um, if you're interested in grid paper, instead of buying the actual paper, lots of folks are using those grid apps. If that's, I hope that's helpful. It, hello, Black Lotus. How are you this morning? Oh, Jose left. I was about to say good morning to you, but you left us before I could finish. Yeah, Santana. So, so that's one of the things that when I was describing kind of the things that we discuss in the room, one of the great things is that lots of folks that, it's not just beginners that are in the room, lots of folks that are actively in a practice or have lots of experience drop in and out of the room, and they're very willing to share their knowledge. So, something like the grid apps is, folks have come in and recommended them. High Five Studios, good morning. Thank you. I am in South Florida. Greetings. Greetings from, I hear it's about 11 degrees in New York City right now. I used to live in New York City for many years in Brooklyn. Hey, Em, good morning. Nino, welcome in. Thank you for joining. How are you this morning, folks? Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I'm like looking at different parts of the screen. I'll I'll the caveat here is if you see me looking at the screen in a way that seems perplexed or confused, it's because it's very likely that I cannot see all the letters. So I'm like squinting or something. So it has nothing to do with anything you all or anything other than I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. Good morning, Luna. How are you, my friend? Y'all, I feel like I can leave this alone for right now in terms of the bigger detail areas. When we're adding whatever type of value I decide to use here, we'll address some of the other. I'm just, while I'm saying I think I've done enough, I'm adding a few more things that I see here. We'll address some of the other detail through adding value so it adds to the creation of the form. Um, but yeah, I think I'm going to leave it alone right there. Thank you, M. I appreciate you. Hello, Danko. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Bruce Wayne, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Lovely Tell, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Y'all, I'm trying to, if I've missed you, drop an emoji in the chat. Um, I don't know, something generic, please. Not something that's gonna be, I'm gonna have to address. But drop an emoji in the chat so I can say hello, because if I haven't said hello, it means that my screen isn't showing you on my Luna, you're laughing at me because I'm like, listen, y'all, please don't stress me out today. Drop a like a something that's innocuous, not freaking inappropriate, so that I have to be like, oh, come on, y'all. Okay, y'all, guess what we're moving on to? Our little Portia here. I think somebody came in one morning when I was doing the basic sketch, or showed the basic sketch, and they told me what year. It's a 9/11, I believe. But they told me what year. Oh, Luna, thank you for the club cheers. I don't. Some a few people have been sending club cheers. I don't even know. Santana, thank you for joining the Inky crew and getting your heart, me friend. I appreciate you. Welcome to the club. To the club. Sorry, y'all. I have to get used to also, y'all. My my mic now is right in front of me, so if I'm too loud, please let me know. I'm not trying to make y'all deaf in here. Bruce Wayne, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. So, for the folks that are newer in the room, my name is LeeAnn. I'm an illustrator and a printmaker, primarily a printmaker, but I started back to basics drawing practice for myself, and I've been going live every morning to hold myself accountable to doing the basic practice. And inevitably, the room has turned into this shared, I call it a collective educational space. So as I'm walking through some of the things that I'm working on, folks are asking questions, folks are dropping their own tips, folks with experience, folks that have done certain things, folks are perfect example. Santana, you asked about the grid paper. We get into this conversation where then folks throw in examples of tools they've used before that they like or prefer, technique, whatever it is, tips. So the space becomes where we're sharing quite a bit. So we're listening to a little mellow music. We are, I'm a yapper, so we chat. We chat a lot. Yeah, Santana. So it's one of those things where I'm trying to create a place where folks feel um comfortable in asking questions, in feeling vulnerable, and all of that. See you soon, Adania. Thank you so much for dropping in and for the gifts, friend. I appreciate you. It was great to see you. And M says, and I use a Heidelberg. Yes, y'all. I am a letterpress printer, and I have three presses. I have a Heidelberg platen press, which you all probably, the more familiar name for it is a windmill. Y'all, the windmill is not the official name of it. It's a nickname that was given to it because of the nature of how the arms move like a windmill. But it's a Heidelberg platen press. And then I have two 8 by 10, not 8 by 10, 10 by 15. I'm like, not 8 by 10, 10 by 15 Chandler and Price platen presses. They're both, I don't use a treadle on either of them. They're both on motors. One is on a motor that is adjustable, which is kind of awesome. And then one is on a fixed rate motor that I can change using the little circle pulley things. I don't remember the name of them. But those are hand fed. The windmill is an automatic feed that you have to set up. So you all can look at my content. I try to post as much process as I can. So I don't really talk about the letterpress stuff and the presses here a lot. Thank you, M, for bringing it up. But yes, y'all, it's kind of cool to watch. I can't, I, it's cool to do, but it's very cool to watch. And I try to post as much as I can. So feel free to check out my content and see that. Eco Artist Healer, did I say hello? Hello, my friend. Welcome. Welcome in. Somebody has a black cat. Oh, you went away. Why did you leave us? Thank you for sharing the live, y'all. How was my experience living in New York? I'll tell you this. I love New York down Santana. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't so, I went to undergrad in upstate New York. I went to undergrad in New Paltz, New York, which is not far upstate, but it's up there. It's about 90 minutes outside of the city. And loved it, and wanted to stay there, but at the time I graduated, it was not the greatest time. But anyway, the point is, then I moved to the city, and I lived there through my 20s into my, like, just past my mid 30s. So I had a fabulous time there. I loved it, and I love New York City down. I mean, I it's a place though that you have to like that kind of setting to like to live there, I think. There's a lot about it that's not attractive to folks that live in other parts of the country. Little things like, y'all, New York is dirty. Let's be clear. New York is dirty. And I wouldn't even say that that's a typical urban thing, because, other cities have a different method of like their garbage collection and all that stuff. But the vibe, the energy, the access to things is, I'm not going to say unmatched. I haven't lived in so many city settings that are similar to New York. So I'm not going to say unmatched, but it's definitely there. One of the things that I love the most about New York is the public transportation system. I lived in Brooklyn, yep. Um, 2 years I lived in the Bronx, and then I lived in Brooklyn the rest of the time, in the Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights area. Um, so the thing I love about New York City is the public transportation system and the access to the state, even. The public transportation system in New York City is great, but even throughout, like, getting to different places throughout the state, the transportation system is kind of awesome, and so you have access to a lot of things. And anything you want to find in New York, you can find it, friend. For real, for real. And you learn a lot because there are a lot of folks that have held on very tightly to their culture, and so you get the exposure to it quite a bit. Now, there's been a lot of change happening in New York with gentrification and all kinds of things. And I know that lots of folks that live there, and have lived there for many, many years or for their whole lives, are a lot disenchanted with some of the stuff that's happening. And so folks are leaving or whatever. But you won't hear, if somebody's interested in moving to New York, I say do it. And even if you don't stay there forever, um, it's one of those places where if you stay there for a couple years, you'll love it. It really is a different style of living though, y'all. You lived in the Bronx. Yeah, and I lived right at the last stop of the 2 train. Right by 241st and White Plains Road. I lived a block over from there, right on the border of Mount Vernon and Yonkers. When I lived in the Bronx, I lived there. Oh, you worked for New York Transit for 5 years on J Street. Yeah, yeah. So y'all, I miss it. I miss it. Hi, Maria. How are you? Maria, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you? Ethel Wolf, welcome in. I thank you for joining us. I haven't seen you in a while. Let me see. Joy, Joy, how did I miss you? Ooh, Scotland. Did I know you were moving to Scotland? That's so awesome. So you're in Scotland now, Maria. That's exciting. How long have you been there? I don't know. I didn't know that. That's so awesome. Finally all settled in. You love it? You love it so far? That is awesome. Y'all, I'm always so, which is why I will run. Santana, I hope that was helpful. You got me started. Let me tell you something. I can run my mouth, Santana. So if don't ask, I have no problem talking, Santana, and sometimes I talk too much. So it's y'all, I don't mind when y'all tell me to shut my trap. I think that's the perfect way to describe it. So to M's point of NYC being terrific, it's not a great place to retire. Is but there are a lot of elements about New York. You moved from New York City. Look at that. Um, oh, so Maria, this is awesome because I am curious a little bit about, like, I don't know what part of Scotland you're in and all of that, but like what it like the comparison feels like. You said you're retiring in Scotland. Are you like, I don't even know, like what's the like the city centers in Scotland? Like what are the main cities? Is that bad? Is that bad? I should know something that like that, right? Black Lotus said she does, if you ask her a question, she's going to yap. Yeah, I am, y'all. So, if you want information, I will definitely share it and encourage folks to join in as well. And I'm with you on that. So like I said, I spent my 20s and my 30s. I think I moved here when I was 36. Yeah, cuz I've been here for 10 years and I'm 46 now. Because I recognized that I needed to move to a place that was a little less exhausting to live. I don't know how, unless you've lived in New York, I don't know how to explain that appropriately. People that lived in New York know exactly what I'm talking about. New York is a wonderful, wonderful place to live when you're in that exploration stage of your life. But New York, there are things about living in New York City that are unnecessarily challenging. I mean, seriously unnecessarily challenging. And so it's one of those things where if you have options, you're like, let me think about, maybe this is not the place I want to stay forever. Not saying that it's not a good place to stay, because I'll tell you this right now, frankly, if I could afford to, I would have a place to live in New York and be there some months out of the year. Um, if I could afford to live there partially sometimes, I would. Trust me. Or a city like New York, because I love that. I love walkability. I love all that stuff. I love being able to like get my coffee at the corner. And the thing the thing that people don't realize is, as large as New York is and as many people are there, the neighborhood the idea of neighborhoods and people being neighborly is actually a thing, a big thing there. Santana, like Emma is saying, it's best for fine and performing arts. I think the important thing, Santana, is that there are creative communities everywhere, and there is a network for artists everywhere. It's just in New York, it is bold and in your face, and it's easy, and different ones are easy to find. It depends. If you don't mind sharing within the realm of like what you feel safe sharing, tell me where you're located. Hey, Maria, I gotta go back to some of your comments about oh, Maria, you're in Edinburgh? Lots of hills, open spaces, and no city buildings. Maria, I like the sound of that. I really do. Everything is much smaller and larger in terms of nature. I love that. Oh, Santana, get out of here. Memphis? Memphis has a great arts community. Y'all, I need to practice backing away from the mic when I get so excited. More languages are spoken in Queens than anywhere in the world. I bet. I bet. It's true. It's true. It's true. And I tell people all the time, again, y'all, I haven't lived in New York for over 10 years. Um, I tell people all the time, if you ride one of the trains, if you ride one of the subway lines from end to end, you'll see the transition through the neighborhoods. It's a fascinating, fascinating thing. I don't know if it's as prevalent now, but it definitely used to be a thing. Like if you sat on that train from start to finish, the transition through the neighborhoods is an amazing thing to watch. And at different times of the day, different you see different like characteristics of that. It's an amazing, amazing thing. But Santana, from an arts perspective, my understanding, and let's be clear, I've never even visited Memphis, but Memphis has been on the list of one of the places that I've thought about going to. Oh, Black Lotus, thank you for the finger hearts. Um, because I've heard such good things about the creative community there and the arts community there. Now, it's again, it's not this like multitude of opportunities or multitude of spaces like New York City, but I believe it has a good. What has so that hasn't been your experience, Santana? Mirage made it. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Or Santana, is it that? And I get it. Did you grow up? Did you grow up in Memphis? Y'all, this is the Porsche right here. Look at this. This cutie patootie. Look at that. That color. I'm keeping it. You know what, Em? Yesterday you reminded me about using markers, and I think I'm going to use markers for this one. Ah, look. So, see? Mirage made it. Coming in with the clutch info. Ah, Mirage made it. That's kind of awesome because Oakland also has a great creative community. But if you're saying that Memphis has a great creative community and you're from Oakland, you don't feel inspired there. Yeah, I hear you, Santana. But one of the things that I always say is that the thing we have to remember about all of this stuff is we need to get to the root of why we don't feel inspired where we are, because if you go somewhere else, the root cause of your lack of inspiration potentially isn't going to go away. Now, I'm not saying that it's not going to be a difference. I'm not saying it's not going to be different and it's going to be exciting at first. But frankly, when the excitement rolls away, it again, it's not an easy place to live, and if you're already feeling a way about being inspired, when that excitement dies down a little bit, you might find yourself in the same place. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to think about that a little bit in terms of why you feel like you're not inspired and what the root cause of that might be. Because I'm not saying don't move, but I'm saying don't bring that with you because it will show up wherever you go. Mia, welcome in. Welcome back, Mia. I'm glad that you're back. Black Lotus, thank you for getting your heart, me, Mia. Black Lotus, thank you for the roses, friend. Let me see what Mirage Made It is saying. You have a chance to help mold it into what you want versus a web. Mirage Made It. I like you. So, Santana, you see Mirage Made Its perspective on this. I like this. Um, it's like still in a phase where you can be part of the evolution. Share about. You said you'd forgive. I hear that part, but I'm trying to understand if if that's the kind of vibe you're on, cuz that's not the kind of vibe we're on. You hear this music in here? We are a calm, cool, collected set of folks in here talking about art. Huh. All right, y'all. But to forgive you would have to be upset first, right? Yes. Oh, y'all, I had a puzzle. I didn't even see it. Yikes. They almost shut down this live, y'all. Wait 1 second. Let me do the puzzle. Y'all, the puzzle is playing games with me. Oh, TikTok is trying to play me, y'all. Oh, y'all, TikTok is legitimately trying to play me right now. Oh no. TikTok is really trying to play me. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. TikTok just literally tried to play me. They rejected my puzzle piece thing like 4 times. And we were only in like a minute left. I'm not playing. Oh, Nika Grace, you leveled up. Nika Grace. It you know why it did that to me, M? Because I'm not moving up here. Because I wasn't drawing and doing anything up here, it did that. Cynthia, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Because I wasn't moving up here, that's why it did that. Wait, let me see. Nika Grace, the sound doesn't work, so we just have to do our clap hands celebration for your level 27. Oh, and you sent the kissy hearts. Did y'all see the kissy hearts? Thank you, Nika Grace. That's for you, my friend. Um, you're making a pipe cleaner stickman figure. You still love making pipe cleaner art when you were a kid. JNFB, are you a kid? I see something on your profile that says 12. That looks like you're 12 years old. JNFB. Oh, Mirage made it. I just realized I said M, but it's you. Said that about the puzzle. Yeah, it does that. I don't know what the reasoning is that it does it in general, but on Live Studio, I know it does it to me because of this. If I'm not moving in one of the things, it usually gives for a long period of time. It gives me the puzzle piece. TikTok finna be like, Google, are you a robot? McMay, I'm with you. I hear movement and comments help with puzzles too. You don't know. On your live, you're making music and moving, and it still does it. Oh, that Mirage made it. I don't know. TikTok is confusing sometimes, a lot of times. So you're right. I don't know. Oh, that's what you're doing in your live? Oh, that's cool. When do you go live? Mirage made it. Do you go live like you have a schedule? Tell us. Tell us. Carol, good morning. Carol, you know what happened to me last night? Did you sing? Carol, you know I fell asleep on the live. I fell asleep on the live stream, Carol. Out. Knocked out. She crushed it. Carol, I was on the live and I fell asleep. The live was still, I think I woke up after you had already come down. I need you to share the that part of the stream, friend. I mean, I know it might be an inconvenience, but I need you to share it. Even if you only share it with me. Mick, May, I was on the stream. I was there the whole time. Good morning, Farrah Mom. I was there the whole time. This is why, y'all, this is why I'm getting puzzle pieces because I'm running my mouth and I'm not moving. I was there. I was on her live stream since before midnight. The last time I remember looking at the time, it was about midnight. And then the next thing I realized, it was 12:28 when I woke up. Y'all, I slept for 28 minutes while having the phone in my hand while on Carol's live. I was so pissed off. I was waiting, but I was waiting for her to perform and I missed it. Please, I need to see the video, Carol, please. I was like, I can't believe this. Wait, let me make sure. TG, good morning. Welcome in, my friend. Pharaoh Mom, good morning. Welcome in. The sleep was calling. But if I can. Yeah, Mirage made it. I mean, listen, you have to do what works for you personally and your schedule, but I will tell you that I definitely and lots of other folks that are live stream hosts in the room will tell you that they probably have noticed like growth because of a consistent schedule. Because I'll tell you something, my folks in the room with me here, they're looking out for me at the same time. You know what I mean? It helps. Now, don't get me wrong, it's nobody trying to pressure you in here. Um if you can't what do you call it, if you can't commit to something for right now, just go ahead and do what you're doing, you know, the pop-ups, and try to do it every day. But once, exactly, Mirage made it. Exactly. Exactly. Carol, thank you for the stars. Feral Mom, I don't even know if I said Feral Mom and TG. Thank you for the heart means. Wait, y'all. Wait, y'all. You're gonna post some clips later. All right. All right, good. Jen FB, you said you wonder what I dreamed about. I don't remember dreaming. I don't remember dreaming. I just know I was when I woke up and the live was the phone didn't even fall out of my hand. That's the thing. Yes, McMay, that's why I didn't answer you because I was knocked out. I can imagine how many people might have like sent me messages during that live. I was knocked out. TG, I'm wearing a hoodie right now. I'm wearing a hoodie. I haven't gone outside yet. But yeah, it's for down here. It's a little chilly. I was teasing earlier, TG, and I was saying, you know, when it gets to like 60 degrees here, people are in their Uggs and their bubble jackets. So I can imagine what's happening outside in the streets with people right now. They don't know how to handle this. You started with 1 day a week at a set time, then you said you do pop up on Sunday for self care. Yeah, make me. That sounds good. On while you figure out a schedule. Exactly. It's one of those things. Yeah, Mirage made it. Do it. And let me tell if I see you live while I'm on, I'll come drop in. And folks in here will come drop in too. Listen to me. Like you said, iron sharpens iron. And you've been you have you've walked right in and you've joined our community in exactly the way that we feel comfortable with. Ooh, thank you for the money gun, Carol. Um, in exactly the way that exactly the way that we feel comfortable with. You so yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. We will check you out. And let me tell you something, Mirage made it. If you're doing music, friend, I will definitely check you out. I love a dance break, y'all. Y'all know that. I loves to dance. So if you're doing any kind of I love music. I'm not good at music myself, but I love listening to it and dancing and things of that nature. So we will join you. There's You're going to connect. You do bookish stuff Wednesday, and I'm looking to add a narrating and music. See, Mirage made it. Here we go. Your DH, Pharaoh Mom. You know what? How do I can't? I don't know. What's the DH? You started putting in the work for art, and now he's jealous. I know I'm supposed to get that Pharaoh Mom, but I don't. Oh, y'all know sometimes my brain doesn't connect. You just did a wait. TG did Who's your mentor from the islands? I don't think I see that. Under 70, you think he was heading to the tundra? Yes. I don't know who you're talking about specifically because I think you put a comment before that might have gotten filtered. But that's the thing, I think I might be, of course, I'm not the only one, yeah, but I think I might be the only person or one of the few people that loves the chilly air that's from the islands. Finding the time to be consistent is very, very hard. Ooh, you play the keys. Ooh, Mirage made it. You're making your dear husband. Is it because he's planning more and more outings for y'all, Feral Mom? Is that what it is? Nika Grace, thank you for the stars. I Feral Mom, I did think about it for a second that might be what you were saying, but then I was like, no, I don't think so. But it's because he's planning all kinds of outings, isn't it? Rainbow, hello. I'm sorry I missed your hello. Are you still in the room? I hope you are. Welcome in. Your tattoo mentor in South Florida. Ah, yeah. It said mentor, but I was like, did TG put something else there before? Your tattoo mentor. Yeah, when I used to have a boss, and she's also my friend now too, but she always says, I'm cold. I need to be hot. I'm from the islands. I need to be hot, you know? No, I'm good. I don't mind. Hoodie weather is fine for me. Oh, feral mom. I get it though. You said, or so he thinks. I get it because it's like you're trying to do it every spare moment that you have, and he just wants you to sit on the couch. TV can be a time sucker. It really can be. I'm trying to make sure I have everybody here. Yeah. Y'all, thank you so much for, if I missed saying thank you to you, thank you so much for the gifts, for the engagement, for the taps. Y'all know I appreciate you all so very much. Um, and I do TG. I haven't printed in screen printed in a while. I do my print making is letterpress, screen printing, and lino now. Lino is just easier for me now. Yeah, screen printing is many steps. Girl, wow, I'm cracking up at your because I know it's true. I'm cracking up at what you said about in the spring you become a garden widow. So turnabout is fair play. So he can complain all he wants. He's the one that unleashed. He unleashed the I'm an artist support anyway. So he shouldn't be complaining. He's the one that unleashed the artist support. Right? It's his fault anyway. So he'll get over it. TG, there are, so you see how many steps there are in screen printing? It's similar with letterpress because for each color that gets printed, you have to run the color separately. So like the greeting cards that I do for the stationery brand, I'm printing those. They're multiple colors. Sometimes anywhere from like 3 to 5 colors typically is what I'm doing. And so you're talking about multiple runs on the press for each card. And that's why screen printing, letterpress, all that stuff, the stuff that you have to run multiple colors for, that's why bulk is best. Because once you do the setup for one color, the setup is the thing that takes the time. Once you do the setup for one color, running multiples, it's spot color TG. So I could do CMYK, but not in the same way you do it for screen printing. Now, I'm saying that I'm saying that loosely because there is a way for like half tones to get printed in letterpress. So there is an opportunity to do a CMYK process with the half tone letterpress. So I'm not saying you can't. It's just not something that a lot of people um, haven't gone down the road of the halftones in letterpress. Halftone is Halftone is something that I am absolutely obsessed with. It's one of my favorite things about screen printing. And now they have a lot of in the digital in the digital drawing programs. There are lots of people have created halftone brushes. So you can get those effects in drawing. You can get that vintage look effect. But y'all, I hold on to like the traditional stuff with that. You said you bought a screen printing kit years ago and haven't used it once. You hope you don't do that with your vinyl machine. I hope you don't either. Those things add up money wise. Um. Oh, Feral Mama, you know about what time you'll try to go live? You you have to do it when he's gone. Life does happen, McMahon. It's a lot to learn. You can use vinyl to burn your screen. You can. So you know what I do now, TG, because I don't have the studio anymore. Burning screens probably between 3 and 4 art film. I'll look out. because I don't have the studio anymore, is not burning screens and washout and all that and doing that stuff is not the easiest thing for me to do while I'm home, like at my home. So you can get pre-burned screens. There are a couple places that do a really nice job with pre-burned screens. So the way I have it set up here, I just get pre-burned screens done. Depends when you use. I will look out, Feral Mom. And I'll remember that it's central. I'll remember that it's central. So I do pre-burn screens and then I just run the prints. And y'all, I used to have a whole t-shirt company, y'all. Um I used to have a t-shirt brand many years ago. Many. Almost 20 years ago now that I think about it. Talking about Brooklyn, I had I was renting first floor, they call it the garden level of a brownstone. um and it was my friend's mom that was renting to me, and it was just me and her in the whole brownstone because she had the rest of the floors. And it had a basement. It wasn't I could stand up, but like anybody taller than me probably wouldn't be able to stand up. And she graciously allowed me to use the basement as my screen printing shop. um like my four color press was there, my exposure unit, my god, you know that my brain, my flash unit, all that stuff was there. And I was running a t-shirt business at the time, which was pretty awesome. And that's pretty awesome in New York City. Like she didn't charge me any more rent or anything. Hey Dana, good morning. How are you? And it was a good deal. And then I allowed stupidness to make me give that up. Really, every time I think about it, I'm like, that was so dumb of me. I gave up when I one little tiny hurdle I hit, and I was like, forget it. You'd need to pre-burn. You don't have a printer that can print on acetate either. Ah, yeah. TG, I'll tell you this. You have a couple different options. You can. Hey Andrew, how are you? Sorry, Andrew, I see all the highs. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. How are you? Is am I frozen over there, Andrew? I think my image is frozen. We are right now talking about screen printing a little bit, Dana. We've talked about a lot of things. Dana, you missed some good conversation in here today. Yeah, I haven't touched, I don't think I've touched this for at least 45 minutes. You know how I get. I can run my mouth. Yeah, TG. In relaying the story to you, I feel the regret a little bit, but I'm good. Like it's 20 years. I gotta let that go. But I do feel the regret a little bit. But to your point of the printing on the acetate, so you actually, lots of people do this. If you do have a burn setup, you can get your your acetate sheets printed at, like, I keep saying Kinko's, they don't call it that anymore, FedEx office or those places. You can get them printed there. Lots of people do that. Lots of your burn setup, the sun. Oh, I have a super, like, y'all, I have a super um rudimentary exposure setup. I don't have an exposure unit anymore. Um, you're already done with your art for the day. What did you draw today, Andrew? Did you get any more subscribers, Andrew? That's TG, that works. it's just a longer exposure time. Yeah, that's the thing about these processes is that whatever your circumstances are, there is a way to bend and flex the process to meet you where you are. And that's a conversation we have in here all the time, right? It's like a math problem. There are so many ways to get to the answer. That you should try not to limit yourself by that. But yeah, TG, the sun is awesome. The only reason I don't use the sun, you're gonna try them with cyanotypes. TG, you won't even. You know what how my exposure setup is. You know, you in the hardware store you can get those big silver clip-on light frames for super cheap, and they're like aluminum. I have like four of them, and I just buy the UV bulb, and they're not expensive, y'all. And especially not now. I've had those UV bulbs for at least 5 years. Now you can get cheap, super cheap, strong enough UV bulbs on the Zon. Easy, easy. Um, but the sun also works. It's just that you have to have the time. You just have to be patient. It just takes longer. Oh, McMay, thank you for being here with us. Have a great. I will try to drop into your self care Sunday live, friend. Have a great, great. If I don't get to, have a great day. But I will definitely try to drop in. Yeah, what time is it? Try the plant UV lights. It may take a little bit longer than like a, a different kind of UV light, or you know what I'm saying, a stronger one, but it will definitely be faster than the sun. Um, there are a bunch of ways to do one thing. Absolutely, TG. Y'all, the first time I ever did any kind of printmaking class, I did a relief print class in that was my first printmaking class in college. So probably when I was about 18. So you're talking about 29 years ago. Y'all, is that real? 40. When you calculate these things, I'm like, what? Was I really 18 that long ago? Yeah, y'all, 30. Not quite. Yeah, 29 years ago. Yikes. Anyway, I digress. And I fell in love. It was the thing that made me fall in love with it. I did my first reduction screen print. And I've said this on here before. I still have that print, y'all. It turns out that I don't still have it. My mom has it because my dad passed away a couple years ago. And in going through his stuff, we found a bunch of my artwork from when I was like way younger. And also, you know, when I started my first official drawing classes when I was a teenager and stuff. And he still had my first reduction print, screen print, not screen print. My first reduction was a block print. And that is when I fell in love with printmaking. I've loved it ever since. And I will say this, all of the stuff that I love screen printing. I love letterpress, y'all. I love them. I love them enough that I have three giant presses, you know? Three giant letterpress presses. But y'all, like the block printing, y'all, I love it. And I use lino primarily because as I've gotten older, it's been harder to hand burnish with certain material. I before lino, I used to use a lot of actually, this is where you can do it so many different ways. I used to use a lot of compressed wood. Um, that gets tricky. You have to make sure you treat it because it flakes up a lot while you're carving. But from a wood perspective, I like to use poplar because it's soft but it retains its form. I do carve lino. Block is just the overall word is what I would say because lino the lino printing happen. They're mount some of the you can get lino mounted on blocks. Block printing is the overarching because you can carve multiple things. It doesn't have to be lino. I only started using lino in the last probably 10 years. Um I used to use compressed wood and poplar before. So it's just that lino is lino cut printing is a type of block printing because you can block is just a word for that overarching. But I primarily use lino now. You rarely will see me carving into anything else but lino. Part of it is I have a lot of sheets. I hate the rubber. I hate the rubber, TG. You like it? I hate it. I hate the rubber. I don't know why, but I hate it. I do know why, but I just can't. I can only carve the rubber properly if I use the speedball tool. My regular carving tools, I can't get it. I don't know why. Um, Especially the pink rubber, those pink speedball rubber blocks. I don't like them, and I feel like I never get proper images on them. Anita, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. So, it's you see me. I'm like I hate them now. TG, you've heard me say this in here. One of the things that is one of the reasons I feel like I cannot really ever get a super clean image on it. Um, I feel like my carving with it's it, it it's challenging for me to carve sharply on it for some reason. Even if I sharpen my tools, it just is unless now if I use a speedball tool, the little one that has all the knives in the handle, if I use that, it it's fine. Be easy. Did I say hello to you, friend? How are you? I'm like, wait, I saw you. I don't remember if I said hi. Thank you for getting your heart me and for the go popular. Um and then the printing of it, I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't. I just prefer the gray that battleship gray linoleum is what I prefer. Now, there are lots of other types that I'm hearing a lot of people say good things about. So, oh no, TG, you know that I don't mind running my mouth. But the other thing is, y'all, that's another thing is that I'm trying to even things that I say I don't like, I'm trying to push myself past that and retry that stuff. That's part of this practice that I'm doing too. So I am going to definitely now that you reminded me, TG, I'm gonna probably get back to exploring a little bit more with the rubber and see if I can find a place for it in my life. The rubber does print very nicely. Well, more easily on fabric though. Um, for like fabric printing. So that's also good. All right, y'all. Let us. We still have y'all. I feel like we've been here for a long time, but we still have a good half an hour left. I'm getting off in 30 minutes. I'm getting off in 30 minutes. TikTok. Let's see if TikTok sends people in the room. Uh, so for the folks outside the room, I'm gonna reset the room a little bit, y'all. Um, oh, I like that, TG. That's a good idea. The play. You dropped it. Feral mom, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Someone will be interested in it and do it. It's remember, there's a lot of practice involved in being able to navigate all the little different things. So don't it doesn't matter if you don't think it's exciting. Do it. Go live. Even if you spend the whole live sorting those pencils, you'll get questions about the pencils. Even if you spend the whole live sorting and doing the cut, Pharaoh Mom, that's a wonderful live. Y'all, sorry. I can see the audio thing on here, and y'all, I screaming in y'all ear. Why don't y'all need to remind me to stay back? If you're doing sorting and color swatch, people will be with it. Will be with it. Pharaoh Mom, do it. Do it, friend. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, y'all. Let's look a little bit. Oh, let me reset. Right, Dana? I would watch too. Yeah, Feral Mom. Y'all sat in here with me for weeks making lines in a box. Feral Mom. Y'all sat with me for weeks making lines in boxes every day. People will watch you sorting the color and doing the color swatch. Don't forget that, y'all. Y'all sit with me doing the same practice. Weeks y'all sat in here with me with those lines. Do it. People watch, people eat, they'll watch anything. It's true. And y'all have to remember this app is international. There are billions of people on this app. Talk about what you're doing. That's the biggest piece of it. And to that point, I'm going to reset our room. Hey, folks. For the folks that are outside the room, come join us. My name is LeeAnn. I'm an illustrator and a printmaker, and I started a back to basics drawing practice for myself. I am doing basic drawing exercises here every morning. Recently we've been working on creating initial, you can see it here, initial sketches using simple shapes. So really figuring out building objects using identifying simple shapes in the objects and placing those shapes in proximity to each other and in proportion to each other to start our initial sketch. So here I have the initial sketch of a boat, again, simple shapes. And then we have the initial sketch of a car, a Porsche 911, I believe. I think someone said it might be a 69 or a 70. Y'all, I don't know. It's pretty and it's orange. And we're going to be refining sketches. So the space is one that is great for a beginner, someone that wants to start drawing, someone that might be getting back to a drawing or art practice after being away for a long time. We are talking through beginner art tips. There's a tutorial element that's happening in here. So if you are someone that's learning to draw or a creative that just enjoys a nice vibe, a cool space, and some good conversation, come on in. Join us. Join us, folks. Join us. Image Carbs, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Y'all. Y'all think I'm joking. This thing works. TG, thank you for sharing the live and for using my solitary 2 stickers that I have in there that I need to update. You're thinking TikTok needs a know it all series? I like that. You want to start one? Old bearded one. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Somebody else just joined. Indigo Rose 85. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking the live, old bearded one. Feral Mom, thank you for the stars. I appreciate you. All right. So let's find a place to start our detail ad. All right, let's start right here. So before we had broken this into, this is a triangle. We put another triangle here and then we did a semicircle. Those were our basic shapes, y'all. I think that's better. The light that's coming, it's a lot of light coming in. Oh, Farah Mom, thank you for the stars. Y'all, thank you so much for the gifts. You know that I appreciate it. I really do. So let us go ahead and add some, there are some places where we want to add some additional curves and refine this curve here. We'll add some of the detail with the windows, that kind of thing. The thing that I am not going to be doing is there are some details that I'm not going to address at this stage, because this really is just like the next level up of a refining of the sketch. I am going to add the additional detail with when I decide how I'm adding value to the shape, right? So adding value in different ways then will also help to inform the form. So it will help to define the form even more when we start addressing the different tones and value, where the shadows are, where the light's hitting, and all that kind of stuff. So some of the detail I am not going to address, like all the shadow around the wheel. I'm not going to address that. We'll address that when we start adding value in whatever way we decide to do it. User 983, welcome in. Thank you for joining. You have lots of little nuggets of info to share. Ooh, a Porsche 911 was your teenage dream car? It's not your dream car anymore, Dave? You don't want one? I really like the silhouette of this one. I think someone earlier said it was a 1969, 1970 maybe. And Delane is an artist, and Delane comes in here sometimes with us. And the Porsche 911 is his dream car, a specific year for him. And he knew what year this was, I guess, based on the shape. We know how that works. Meh, if someone else covers the note. Dana, I'm with you on that one. I would have to agree with you on that one, Dana. Y'all, I'm trying to get the image in here. I need to put down some lines, because when I lower the opacity by erasing, y'all can't really see a lot of the details. So I'm going to start adding my details here. So just showing you what we're looking at, what we're working with. Ignore the camera in the reflection. This is what we're working with. So I'm going to be looking at this while I'm adding the detail. Again, I'm refining my curve here. I actually probably put it in a little bit higher than I would have wanted. Oh, this is a great place to show you where I'm going to refine. You see this tail, the bumper area here, I had dropped down from a basic shapes perspective. Hey love, good morning friend, how are you? I had dropped down the basic shape of a triangle here, but knowing full well that in the refining of the sketch, I'm going to address this curve differently, but that initial shape identification was a triangle here and then a upside down trapezoid here. So here gives me now an opportunity to add that curvature right here. So I'm going to do that, making it a little bit easier to add the approach. It's a build, super simple foundation that you build on, build on, build on. That's where our point is there. I'm going to bring this here, just looking down. So you can see here now, look at that. This much more closely resembles the shape that... Oh, hey, love. Oh, you're having a tech issue. Oh, love. I don't know. I feel like we're still all in our like strange place with TikTok, with all this tech stuff, with like the glitching and stuff. I think it's still happening strangely for people. Like I haven't been able to open up um my sound effects today. Thank you for getting your heart me, and you just leveled up. I just saw it, love. So no sound effects, so we have to do the good old traditional clap. Leveled up to 11, level 11, friend. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate you. You know that. Um, I gotta go the old school just clapping way because my sound effects aren't coming up. All right, y'all. So now I have my little butt here. I'm gonna now come up. So there, I'm gonna bring my wheel well shape in over the wheel. I don't know what this is I did right here. Let me erase that, y'all. Mirage made it. I'm not reading I'm not reading you out loud, but we've been talking about that a lot. I don't know. They claim they there's been claims about what the issue was and all that, right? And you know, a lot of people have gone over to that other place, that that place that I'm not mentioning any names in here, y'all. I'm not trying to get myself in any trouble, but you know, I'll get punished. But you know what I'm talking about, the E one, the new one. Lots of people are over there. Because people are like, I'm not dealing with it. Joy, Grand Rising, good morning. Love is like Mirage Minute. You are right. Um, you are right. Let's see what happens, Mirage made it. We just gotta kind of we're really gonna have to just either ride the wave and see what happens, because things have not are not leveled back out yet. And then, you know, I'm sure there's more to come in terms of changes. I think they just um I mean, this thing just happened, like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like on paper, this thing just happened. So I'm sure there will be lots of changes to come that we'll have to get used to. And with that in mind, I know a lot of people, that's why a lot of people also went over to that other place. Um, so y'all, I don't know. I'm trying to build a community that supports me off these places anyway. So, you know, this is not, you know, y'all hear me talking about things, the community build part of it, not specifically TikTok, but in general. I'm making some plans, y'all. Love, thank you for the shares, friend. Thank you for the stars also. Ooh, lots of the shares. Christina, good morning. Hello, welcome, welcome. Natabog, welcome in, Natabog. I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you? Joy, I definitely haven't seen you in a long time. I know you've been working hard though. Joy, Joy, are you still here? Haven't seen, I haven't seen, what do you call it either? I haven't seen a hula hoop video. Life is bossing. Oh, man. Is it supposed? Yeah, life is bossing. Listen, I get it. 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 All right, I will do the wheel well over here. And if y'all cannot see what I'm doing, let me know. You know, sometimes I'm trying to figure out what's the right angle to show you, but also trying to make sure that I can, because I also need enough leverage to be able to draw in a way that feels comfortable for me. Wheel well over here. Get some curve in over there. Okay. I think there's some stuff I'm going to have to do here to get the right curves here. I did that a lot faster than I should have. Speak this way. So when I did my initial sketch of this was a straight on rectangle. That was the basic shape, right? Which we found was a good initial basic shape to start all the vehicles with, frankly. But if I'm paying closer attention to the detail because I'm refining the sketch, there is a tilt down here that doesn't get addressed with that needs to get addressed. I mean, that needs to that I just busted ahead and didn't think it through. I'm not following this line completely because that's a straight line. There's a dip down. There's a slight angle there that then I need to address on this refine part. Randall, welcome in. Minka, welcome in. Thank you for joining. So now I'm going to do just, it's a very slight tilt, but it's a tilt nonetheless, right? So I'm going to tilt it down just a little bit. And that feels much better to me. And y'all, this is the thing. You'll see me erase sometimes, probably more than I should be, because I am really trying to lean into this is practice. If I don't get it perfect, on the next round, I'll get it a little bit more perfect. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's practice. We're building the muscle. That's what we're doing because we're doing this repetitively. All right, y'all. We can start to see now. There's our car, our Porsche. And now you can start to see where I've rounded out. Now, if I bring it closer, you can start to see where I've rounded out some of those corners of the initial basic shape. You'll see where we refined it. And again, step by step, we'll get there. Christina, thank you for getting your heart, me friend, and for the go popular. I love money. Welcome in. Slenny, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Folks, I know I don't remind you all the time, but as we are hanging out here from time to time, please do not forget to keep tapping that screen to like the live, because the more we tap the screen, the more TikTok thinks they like that we like what's happening in here, and they'll start to send folks in here to join us. So as you're here, don't forget to keep tapping that screen to get our likes up. We're doing good. We're at 30K. We love it. Thank you, Mirage made it. Thank you, Tanya. Y'all, I can sometimes see who's the I can't always see it. I know everybody's tapping. I just can't, it doesn't show up all the time. Art Walker, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for liking the live. All right, I did that. And now let me do the window stuff and the door and all that. Let's do that on our beautiful vehicle here. I don't know when this photo was taken, but the this it's also in really good shape, y'all. like the, if it's really a 69 or 70 year, it's in really good shape. So this part of the curve, we can, if I put it in relation to something else, it hits right about the center of that wheel, tire wheel, whatever we want to call it. So I'm going to round my corner out right about my center here. Oh yeah. It's this, somebody said it's a 1969 or a 1970 Porsche 911. So that's it. I picked it because of the color and the shape. I really like this shape for I don't know if I like the newer one so much, but I like this shape this year. This, whatever year this is, I like it. All right. I'll hit my curve there, and I already have this line set from the initial shape. All right, I feel decent about that. I need to sharpen my pencil again. Let me use this one. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to not to have this cord drop down every time. Oh, you know what? Let me see. I think that's better. Now I'm more in the center too. Oh yeah, and now I have a little bit of room with the cord. Serotonin Fields, welcome in. Thank you for liking the live. 63 split rear window Corvettes are cool too. Are you putting in a plug for us to do one of those, Feral Mom? I definitely will. Let me see. I'm going to make note of that because I'm practicing. Y'all, I'm doing this practice outside of the live too because I really need to up my, that's your dream car. Uh-oh. Maybe I will do it. That whole era. Yeah. Um, because I am still practicing outside of the live because I really am trying to do some new stuff um, with my illustrations this year and really, I don't know. I've been so like printmaking forward for the last several years that I feel like I haven't spent enough time on my illustration practice. So I'm really trying to do this. So now I have to pay attention to these angles here, y'all. Now I am all about using the tools. So I could use, I tell people all the time, if you need to use a ruler, use a ruler. No, art walk up. I think most people are Gen X. I don't think Gen X or millennials in the room. I think I tend to attract that group. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. Gen X and millennials. You don't know, you don't know what generation you are? Be easy. How, listen to me. Be easy. Tell us all your business. How old are you? You said you're Gen Dino. 1970 for the win. What year were you born? You are a millennial, be easy. You are a millennial. I did know that you were 42. I did know that. Y'all, let's be clear. For the folks that are newer in the room, you do not have to tell us your business like this. This is if you feel comfortable, you share. If you are not comfortable, you do not have to share. It is not a requirement to tell your business in here. We've been around each other for a long time. or on a pretty frequent basis. So we're sharing information, and yeah, I don't have any problem. I'm throwing my age out here all the time. So I am I am technically the last year of Gen X. So I'm 1979. So I claim Gen X all the time. You said that sucks. Everyone says they think millennials suck. Who says that? You're in the elder millennial group. Age is overrated. And frankly, the whole listen, there I'm not saying there's no, it's not completely unfounded, some of the like the generation behavior things, because there are definitely like external factors that have impacted some of the definitions around behavior. But at the end of the day, an individual person is an individual person. So be easy, don't worry. No one's gonna judge you because you're a millennial. There, I shouldn't say no one. I'm gonna say people shouldn't judge you because you're a millennial. They should take you as you are at your face value and make their determination from there. Let's put it that way. So, but on here, if I do get asked, I am 1979. I think 1980 actually is the last year of the Gen X, of what they consider Gen X. Averages are average at best. Yeah, that's true. Let's get rid of all the labels. Art Walker, if my sound was working, you would get to. Yeah, what? I keep forgetting. Let's get rid of all of them. You are who you are, and that's it. And you just, you strive to be whatever version of yourself that you think is the best version, and folks will either take you or they leave you. There are enough folks in the world that you can find your folks. That's another thing to remember, y'all. Listen, even if your folks are not right in your vicinity, your folks are somewhere else. My nephew thinks that TVs weren't invented when you were a kid. He said, "What did y'all do before TV?" You should tell him about dial up. Tell him about dial up, be easy. No labels, y'all. Even this artist thing, no labels. Even this artist thing, we talk about that sometimes in terms of like declaring who and what you are with this, who thinks who is an artist and who doesn't. Y'all, it's too much. Your mom said you learned to drive on an Atari. he said he said, why didn't you just use your cell phone like as a hotspot? He said, why didn't y'all just use your cell phone? Because you couldn't use your phone while you were dialing up the internet. I am crying. They oh, that is so funny. I just think about like folks being born now. It's an amazing thing. I actually really like being the age that I am in terms of watching the evolution of so many things. As humans, we use association to understand things. I don't think they're set in stone. Yeah, Mirage made it. It's just like people say, like there's always some kind of truth in something. It's not derived from thin air, but it absolutely, there is there is some, well, we hope always there is some kind of, hey, so good morning. We hope there is some kind of reason, like derived reason, that makes sense, but at the same time, um but at the same time, let's not let the labels be a limitation. I think that's the place that we should be in, is that the labels, because they all have these definitions, we are doing this, folks folks are allowing those definitions to define them versus being who they are, and showing up in a way that feels good and authentic to them. It's like, let's not let the label definitions define us. Um, yeah, yeah. But it's one of these things where we have to keep talking about it and reminding folks to it's okay to be who they are, good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, like I said, you will find your people. Someone called you Unk the other day, and you were like, "Damn, I made it to Unk status." Yeah, you crossed over 40. You are an Unk, y'all. That's so funny you said that. Be easy. There's someone that comes into this room. I haven't seen her in a long time. I gotta tell y'all, and maybe, if I don't know if anybody's noticed, but they come into the room and they say, "Auntie, I'm glad that I caught you." The first time they came in here and said that, I went onto their profile like, I mean, I know I'm not 20, but y'all, I don't want anybody calling me no aunt unless you're a kid calling me no auntie. And that person was not a kid. That person looked about my age. Let's put it that way. And that bothered me, y'all. I know it shouldn't, but it bothered me. I know. I know it shouldn't, but it not kind of bothered me enough to be talking about it again. It bothered me enough to be talking about it again, y'all. They came in here another day and I was like, "Oh, call me auntie again." And I was like, "I don't, how y'all know how I am. I'm gonna say something the next time, because y'all, I can't. I don't like it. Sis, maybe, but not auntie. Maybe, maybe, Tanya. You love being a millennial. Perfect blend of analog and digital. Mirage made it. Yeah, I love the year, my space that I'm in. Perfect blend. I agree with you. Oh, Mirage made it. Have you ever seen my content? You know that I literally post on a daily basis about analog and digital. Your indigenous heritage sees auntie as earned respect. So Dana, I do understand that concept. I'm from Jamaica. I still to this day call my mom's friends. I'm 47. I'm going to be 47 years old, and I call my mom's friends aunt and uncle. Um, I do understand that, and I do know that there are some cultures. I do understand that. Uh, I did not get the impression that that's where that was coming from. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way, Dana. Hey, Coach Chantel. Good morning. How are you? So. Thank you for the Harvey. Wait, we talk. Oh, so you're saying writing all your homework in pencil to being in college and having all your textbooks on the iPad. Yeah. Well, in college, it was no iPads for me, but one thing I will tell you, y'all, I've been a early Vietnamese culture is the same way. You said you were brought up to use sir and ma'am. It pisses people off. Even me, I'm like, don't call me ma'am. Um, I'm good, Coach Chantel. Oh, Coach Chantel, when is your pairing? Did that happen already? MJ, hello, welcome in. Let me see. Y'all, guess what? We've been here for 2 hours already. I'm not gonna get off yet because we're, but we've been here for over 2 hours already, y'all. You get in trouble for acting like a granny and calling people baby love and darling. Baby love. You get in trouble because morning, the day's been good. MJ, we've been having a good time in here. We've been having some really good conversation. Oh, you just got out of class, so you don't know. You didn't mind adjusting your speech to be respectful too, though. Yeah, Dana, and I think I I'm in that place a little bit myself, right? So I am of the same, like Art Walker said, I it's like throw away all the labels, all these things that we're talking about. It's like all these definitions around things. I Let's just be who we are, but we also know the type of society we live in, and labels are a thing. I do try my best to respect what folks choose as their label, and be respectful of that, as much as I can be. When I say as much as I can be, as much as I am aware of in the moment, I just feel like it it's a lot of learning too. Oh, bye, Art Walker. Thank you for joining. I'm looking forward to the videos because I need them. So thank you for being here always and for participating. I love it. They they don't. We do. You identify yourself. Your behavior, your actions, your choices, those are the things that identify you. Oh, because you have a baby face. Yeah, people are like, "Come on now." Mirage made it. You That is the perfect approach. And people choose to give you the name that they would like to be referred as. You are who you choose to be. Yeah. Yeah. I like that too. I like that a lot. My parents' generation get cranky if their labels are completely accepted. Not all, but quite a few. Then I believe it. Like so is saying, their world rules have changed. It's frustrating. Young artist, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. MJ, thank you. Yeah, I just started the refining of this one. So we got some curves going on here to now match. Have a great have a great day, Farrah Mom. I probably won't be on when you get back because I am going to get off in a few, y'all. Because we have been here for over 2 hours, which you know that I'm hungry, y'all. So for the folks that are here with me all the time, y'all know that I'm hungry. Manon, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Coach Chantel, Manon seems to like you there. Didn't say anything else but at you. That's interesting. Yeah, y'all. I am going to, as usual, I kind of don't want to get off because we are having a good conversation, but I am hungry and I need to eat. And y'all, today, every day I'm like, this was a great live. And we got a few new folks in the room. Mirage made it. You stepped in and you joined the crew and you fit right in with us. I appreciate you for